It's 1950. You're sitting in a neon-lit diner, a hot milkshake in one hand, a crisp newspaper in the other. You glance at the bold headline, "By the year 2000, flying cars will fill the skies." Your mind races. You imagine yourself zipping to work in your personal sky cruiser, stopping by a moon base for lunch, and returning home to a robot butler who's already drawn your bath. The future, it's gonna slap. Cut to today. You're stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, yelling at Siri to find a faster route, while your so-called smart assistant suggests taking a road that doesn't exist. Your flying car is a Tesla that still can't park itself properly, and your robot butler is a $20 smart plug that only works half the time. What happened? Some predictions were spot on, like smartphones and AI. Others, let's just say they crashed and burned harder than a prototype jetpack. Today we're diving deep into the past's greatest technological prophecies, the ones that came true, the ones that failed spectacularly, and the mind-blowing future tech that just might be real sooner than you think. Strap in, this ride's about to get wild. Let's crank up the time machine and visit the moments where science fiction turned into science fact. Smartphones. Star Trek called it. It's 1966. Star Trek hits the airwaves, dazzling audiences with futuristic gadgets. One of them, the communicator, a tiny wireless flip device allowing instant communication. At the time, people watched in awe. Imagine if we had those in real life, they thought. Fast forward to today. Not only do we have Star Trek's communicator, we have 1,000 times more power in our pockets. Your smartphone can talk, text, take photos, video chat, order food, and let's be real, suck you into a TikTok rabbit hole until 3 a.m. Captain Kirk, he couldn't even send emojis. Video calls, the 1920s. Visionaries were ahead of us. Imagine being in 1927 and hearing someone say, "One day you'll be able to see and talk to someone across the world on a tiny screen." People would have laughed, but a magazine from that year predicted just that, a world where face-to-face calls would be possible from anywhere. And now, we've got FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, you name it. Only problem? We still forget to unmute ourselves on Zoom calls. AI assistants, the less murderous version of HAL 9000. In 1968, Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey introduced HAL 9000, a computer that could understand speech, process requests, and eventually tried to kill everyone. Today we have Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant. They can control your lights, answer random questions, and remind you of meetings. Thankfully they haven't plotted any spaceship coups yet. But let's be honest, when Alexa randomly starts laughing at 3 a.m, it's kinda suspicious. Credit cards, predicted in 1888. Let's go back even further. To 1888, a science fiction novel called Looking Backward described a futuristic society where people used credit cards to make purchases instead of carrying cash. At the time, unthinkable. Now, we swipe, tap, and Apple Pay our way through life without a second thought. What the book didn't predict, credit card debt. Not every futuristic dream made it. Some were hilariously off the mark. Flying cars, the ultimate tech tease. The 1950s were obsessed with flying cars. People swore that by the year 2000, we'd have highways in the sky. We even had working prototypes. So, where are they? It turns out flying cars are loud, crazy expensive, a complete disaster for traffic control. Be real. If people can't drive in 2 dimensions, do we really want them in 3? So here we are, still stuck in traffic. Jetpacks, hype that literally crashed. In the 1960s, jetpacks were the future. Engineers built prototypes and test pilots soared through the sky. It looked incredible. Reality check, jetpacks are insanely dangerous, horribly inefficient, a great way to turn yourself into toast. Now they're mostly used by stunt performers. Your morning commute still involves waiting for the bus. Robot butlers, C3PO, ghosted us. In the 1980s, people believed we'd all have humanoid robot servants by now. Reality, my Roomba gets stuck under the couch, and I'm still vacuuming. Building humanoid robots is way harder than expected. We have AI assistants, sure, but when it comes to actual housework, you're still doing your own dishes. Moon bases, Apollo's broken promise. In 1969, we landed on the moon. Next step, colonies, cities, a thriving lunar civilization. Yeah, about that. It's 2025 and we're still debating whether we should even go back. No moon hotels, no lunar McDonald's. The closest we got, billionaires flexing their space yachts. Some predictions flopped, but these might actually happen. Brain-computer interfaces. Your mind equals the new keyboard. Imagine scrolling Twitter with your brain, typing an email just by thinking, sending a text without moving a muscle. Companies like Neuralink are working on it right now. But here's the creepy part. What if hackers steal your thoughts? Would you really want advertisers knowing what's inside your head? Think about it. Self-driving cities, no more traffic. Forget self-driving cars. What if entire cities were run by AI? No traffic jams, no honking. Everything optimized by machine learning. Tesla's working on it, but do we really trust AI with our road rage? Immortality tech, the end of aging. Some scientists believe that by 2050, we might be able to stop aging. Nanobots repairing cells. DNA manipulation reversing wrinkles. Sounds cool, right? But here's the big question. Would you want to live forever? Alright, time traveller, we've seen what the past got right, what it got hilariously wrong, and what might be coming next. Now it's your turn. What do you think the world will look like in 2050? Flying skateboards, brain-controlled social media, AI therapists that actually listen. Drop your predictions below, and let's see who's right. Thanks for watching. This is Silver Fox. See you soon, and please remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell.